Hello. Thank you, Celine, for the introduction. Whoa. We have to go at the beginning. Now I spoiled the surprise, or the machine spoiled, but no problem. So yes, what is GoOpti? GoOpti is a platform for dynamic airport shuttle. And what does that mean, actually? How are we different to any airport shuttle? So maybe let's start first at looking at the problem that we are solving. So I'm sure that most of you experience, when going to and from the airport, every time at least a little bit of that anxious feeling. Because not knowing actually how the streets will be jammed and the highways will be jammed to the airport, especially if the airport is a bit further afield. And the taxi here doesn't help. It's maybe you don't have to search for a really expensive parking spot, but still, in the end, taxi, it's really expensive by itself. So out of these 12 million passengers that are daily traveling to or from the airport, only a small fraction of them has this luxury of actually living or working next door to a bus or train station that actually has a direct connection to the airport. Everyone else has to connect, usually multiple times, with all the luggage, which gets even more annoying than actually driving by yourself. And there is one thing that all these types of services have in common, and this is actually including personal car, that they are all unreliable. We can think about all the experience and all the tools for planning, but in the end, public transportation and traffic are just unpredictable. Not to mention that actually people mostly don't know how to plan well. And then there are locally professionals that know how to get around. In our case, these are the van operators that at the moment mostly service private transportation for travel agencies, companies, hotels, but they don't have technology to actually offer pooling services, shared services, and they cannot increase their demand significantly. So here we come into the picture. We are a marketplace platform that is actually creating opportunities and providing reliability to its platform members. With dynamic pricing and pooling, we're actually creating completely new demand because passengers can now travel easier, cheaper, direct, therefore also more often, to also more distant airports. And on the other side, the van operators can now operate pooled service profitably. And additionally, we are mitigating risk in case of longer flight delays, which is happening more and more often, and also in cases of force majeure when actually the passenger is late for the flight. So the result are truly satisfied clients. We have amazing Net Promoter Score of 75. Why? Because the passengers get picked up at home and taken directly to the airport. They choose the pickup time and they are departed close to their desired time. And we actually plan departures based on actual forecasted situation on the road, which is not so easy. Check it in Google Maps for tomorrow, and you will see it's not so reliable. So we believe, based on our experience, we're at least 20 times more reliable than any type of other service, including your personal car. And if it happens, we buy the new ticket. And on the other side of our marketplace, we have van operators that triple the revenue already in the second year. And on the slide, you see the growth and the average take rates they achieve in small to mid-sized city. And the beautiful part of this is that it's not just the service for the big cities and for the big metropolis where there's a lot of people traveling. This actually works everywhere, also on really less traveled routes. We started to operate and learn actually in small to mid-sized cities where there is usually no airport or really small airport with only a few direct connections, meaning the flights are expensive. So people that want to travel to or from the cities, if they want to travel easier, cheaper, direct, on desired time or date, they just have to drive to this 1 to 3 hour further afield airport, which is closer to a bigger city. And this is really a hassle. And on these routes, of course, there is some competition, but not really. We actually see them more as a complementers to the world without personal car. There is Flixbus, which is a great intercity service which operates on many of our routes, and we perfectly coexist because they stop at the airports only if it's on the way, and usually they don't have the frequency that can match our departure times. And we all know bus transportation is longer, at least usually. It doesn't pick up at home, and we know how reliable are scheduled lines. And there is BlaBlaCar, another amazing service, but even their most loyal clients cannot actually afford that their driver would not pick them up in time when they're going to the airport. And there is Uber and taxi, again, very comfortable service. But immediately, if the distance is a bit longer, it gets expensive. And even Uber Pool cannot actually compete with costs of personal car, which we can because we are filling up 8-seater vans and we are optimizing in a return way, so there is no empty kilometers. And then we have also important part of our platform, our ambassadors, especially for the go-to-market strategy. They are the guys that immediately understand the value of our service. Travel agencies can now sell more of the cheaper packages from different airports. Hotels are improving their accessibility. Airlines are increasing their catchment area, and companies can decrease the costs of their business travel. And 2 years ago, we changed the business model. Why? Our USP, flexible and reliable as a personal car, because this is our main competitor, truly, for the price of a bus. Hard to achieve. Flexibility, we did it with pooling algorithms. Low prices with our probability models. But reliability, actually we can achieve only with passionate entrepreneur that takes GoOpti as his personal story and takes care everything gets executed by the standards. So we changed into the franchising, which now allows us exactly that. We are now growing again. We have much leaner operation and expansion teams and much lower cost of go-to-market. So now we're really focusing on finding these enthusiastic entrepreneurs that will take our brand, our know-how, our platform, digital advertising knowledge, but in the end, actually take care that the venture is successful in this city on this route. So where are we going? Now, after actually having this product market fit between small and mid-sized cities and airports in the region, where in some cases we even became a substitute to short-haul regional flights, we're now going also toward larger metropolitan areas, mostly the districts that don't have so good direct connections with public transportation. And on the other side, actually integrating now bus and train operators, also private taxi operators, because we see that in some cases it's already really good supply that for some people already matches their needs. But on the other side, we give them an upgrade of our route planning and the guarantee nobody will miss the flight. Why? Because we want to bring peace of mind to every traveler to and from the airport. And not just to the richest and the one living in the biggest cities in Metropolis. So thank you. I'm available for any questions here outside of the arena. And yeah, have a great time at NOAH. Thank you.